Welcome to my ever-expanding Everdrive collection as of summer 2016. So you've probably seen quite a few of these already. You've probably seen quite a few used in my my GRSs, my live streams, but I thought I'd show you a couple of new ones that I've picked up recently. So first of all, I picked up this. It's the Super Everdrive for the Snes or the Super Famicom. Now Pete Onaretrotip very kindly tipped me off once again when he went to the Leeds Retro Market back in, I'm trying to think when it was now, June, July time. Sent me a text and I told him to keep an eye out because I've been after one for a while. And he said, yeah, there's one available here. And I said, is it a proper Crits one? He said, yep, it's got a sticker. You can probably see that from Retro Towers. And it came with an SD card already loaded with some ROMs. So I snapped that up, and obviously they mounted it in an original Nintendo cartridge. So that's the first one. You've probably seen this already. It's the Everdrive N8 for the NES, for my RGB NES. One of the first ones I picked up is the Turbo Everdrive for my PC Engine, and I use this with my PC Engine Turbo Express handheld. Great bit of kit this. Keep meaning to get the protector for it, but I've never got round to it. So far it's been fine. And then this one in its battered shell, I'll just open it up. This is the Mega Everdrive for my Mega Drive, obviously. Loaded with Master System, 32X and Mega Drive / Genesis ROMs. Now I thought I had an issue with this the other week when it packed up, because with this version, this is version 1, it allows access to the in-game menu, but since I've been using the 32X it stopped working. But it turns out it's something to do with the 32X. I've been on Crits' website, and that's another thing to mention. All these are official Everdrives, and the backup, the support is really good. It's got a really good forum. Plenty of people to help, and you know, you can never get stuck. So I just popped a few words into the search bar about the 32X, and it came straight back saying it's a problem with the 32X. And as of yet, I don't think there's a firmware update to get past that. So it means I've got to get up and manually press the reset button. But never mind. But anyway, so that's my current collection. Right then, so my latest purchase is this bad boy here. It's the Everdrive X5 for the GBA. Yeah, again, it's an official product from Crits. You can see the website there, crits.com. I got this on pre-order with a bit of a group buy from, I think it was UK VAC or at Jammer, one of the others anyway. And yeah, really good price. Got it for like £65 delivered, and this has got a different sticker to the ones I've seen on other videos and pictures. Maybe because it's you know, it's a really early one, but I don't know. But yeah, it works great. Been after this for a while. I know people have been wanting for one of these for a while. It's been in development for a number of years. The only downside is I was under the impression that you could load your Game Boy and Game Boy Color ROMs on there and it would work, and it doesn't, unfortunately. It only works with Game Boy Advance ROMs. You can load emulators on there, so you can load like a Snes emulator, and you can load emulators for Game Boy Color and classic Game Boy. But as of yet, I'm just using it purely for my screen modded Game Boy Advance. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it is slightly bigger than a normal cartridge. I've not got one to hand, but if we insert it in the back, you can see it just sits a little bit proud, which is not a problem because when it's loading a ROM, it's got a little LED. I'll just show you, just turn it on. Oops. Just loads the menu up. You can see it flashing at the top. So that is a menu. My phone focuses. So you've got to load like a operating system, GBA SYS, GBA system. You can get that from Crits website. There's 2 versions at the moment. I've got the latest version on there. And very kindly from Andy Hug, aka 8-Bit Andy, he's sent me the 100 best GBA ROMs, so big thanks for Andy. Just load that up, and then we've got the best 100 ROMs on there. So a bit of a comparison now. So that's the Everdrive in the middle, and as you can see it's slightly bigger than the original Game Boy Advance cartridge, and then the original Game Boy Classic DMG at the side of it. And then the mini SD card, that's where it lives. Now, you probably heard there's been a few issues with SD cards and the Game Boy Everdrive not reading SD cards, but I've been lucky. This is what I use anyway with most of my Everdrives. Kingston 16GB, and it's a class 4, if you can see that, micro SD card. I did a full format. Instead of doing a quick format, you untick the box, so it does a full format. It takes about 25 minutes, half an hour, and it's been fine. So the Everdrive is a bit of a grey area within the retro games community. Depends how you want to look at it, really. I mean, for me personally, when I heard about these Everdrives, I didn't know what they were. I just presumed it were blatant emulation. I'm not an emulation fan. I have got a MAME arcade machine, which is good, but it's not the real thing. Now people think Everdrives are emulation, and they're not. If you don't know what an Everdrive is, it's basically using the original hardware. You play it on the original hardware, and the ROMs, as long as you've got a decent ROM set, which most of them are, you can get them from anywhere, but if you get them from a reliable source, then the ROMs you're going to be getting are the original ROMs from cartridges. People have dumped the ROMs off cartridges, and that's the game you're playing. And all you're doing, you're just loading that ROM up into some kind of flash memory or onto the chip as such, straight from the SD card. And then the system, the Mega Drive, the Snes, the NES, the Game Boy Advance plays that ROM, and it doesn't know any different. So it's not emulation. It's it's the next best thing to sticking in an original game. So the pros are you can have pretty much any game you want. You probably know that the retro gaming scene is going crazy at the minute. Prices are going sky high, and you can play some really rare games. It's helped me play loads of games, and the biggest reason I bought an Everdrive for was when I picked up my Sega Nomad, and then I picked up a PC Turbo Express, and I thought I don't want to be carting about all my cartridges, so I can just buy an Everdrive, stick them in this flight case I've got in front of you, and there we go. I've got the full catalogue on the go. So I mean, I could go on all day about it, but what do you guys think? Bit of a community question. Yeah, I think I'll ask. So, Everdrives, are you for, against, or are you on the fence? Well, since I'm from Yorkshire, are you for, against, or on fence? What do you guys think? I know we've spoke about it before on TNT, and I've had numerous comments before when I've discussed Everdrives. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments, and do encourage VRs. VRs are encouraged. Let me know what you guys reckon. I mean, for me, they're all win-win. Got to be win-win. It leaves the rare games out there in the marketplace for collectors to buy. They're great for space. You can just leave them plugged into your machine. And some of the Everdrive, not all of them, you've got the in-game menu, so you can just press a few buttons on your control pad. It takes you back to the in-game menu, and you don't even have to move. You can just sit there all night and play whatever you want. And for me, they're great for my retro streams, etc. So yeah, so there we go. That is the new Game Boy Advance Everdrive. My Mega Drive Everdrive and PC Engine, SNES, my NES, and soon I'll be getting a classic Game Boy Everdrive. As far as I know, that works for the Game Boy Color as well, so I'll be able to use that with my Game Boy Advance. And yeah, that's about it. That's a bit of a roundup for my Everdrive collection, August 2016. So there you go, guys. Bit of a question for you: Everdrives, are you for, against, or on fence? Let me know. Look forward to hearing your replies and seeing your videos. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on cockers.